안녕하세요. 미라클 리딩입니다. 오늘 더 프레젠트 68쪽에서 71쪽 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. Reflecting on what the old man had told him, the young man returned to work more excited and with more clarity. Each morning, he planned his day in advance, knowing it would help him meet his goals while remaining flexible enough to handle the day's surprises. He set goals for each week and each month in the same way. Well before meetings, he reviewed what he wanted to accomplish. When informed of a deadline, he set up a schedule with a time for specific tasks. He found himself using the same kind of planning in his personal life as well. He entered events on his calendar and planned accordingly. When meeting friends, he left extra time to get there. At home and at work, he stopped waiting until the last moment. By planning for the future and using it to enhance the present, he was better able to motivate others and accomplish more. And he had never felt happier and more in command of his life. Over time, his boss, recognizing how productive he was, promoted him again. And perhaps most important, the young man had become engaged and had joined his life partner in planning their future together. The young man now went to work each day using what he had learned to stay in the present, learn from the past, and plan for the future. It was paying off. He was good at his job, had the respect of those he worked with, and was confident he could handle most tasks. Then one day, the young man attended a budget meeting. He knew the company's sales of their current products were falling. The economy had slowed, but he had to admit that some of the competitors were offering better products at lower costs. So he was not surprised when the financial people recommended an across-the-board cut in costs. That meant that he and everyone else would probably lose several people and other important resources. During the meeting, he focused on what was happening. He heard someone say that the bankers had recommended eliminating the expensive research and development area for at least a year. They could save a lot of money quickly. Many of people at the meeting thought the recommendation made sense. Recommendation made sense. However, one woman spoke up and said that they were not addressing the real problem. She said exactly what the young man had been thinking. The young man spoke up. Perhaps our real problem is that our current products are not as good as our competitors. If we cut expenses in R&D, we may save money now, but if we don't invest in ourselves and develop good new products for the future, the company itself could be in danger of going out of business in a few years. His comments stimulated a strong discussion among the group. Last in the week, with the support of his boss, the young man made a report on what customers wanted from their new products. As he began to describe possible new products, he painted a picture of what the company's wonderful future might look like. Over the next few months, several people took actions needed to develop the products customers wanted. While not all of the new products lived up to expectations, one became a huge success. And once again, the company flourished. The young man was grateful he had learned to plan for the future. Both he and his organization benefited from it. Over the years, the young man grew into a man. He stayed in touch with the old man, who enjoyed knowing that the man was happy and successful. However, one day, the inevitable happened. The old man died. His wise voice could no longer be heard. The man was stunned. He didn't know how to respond. The funeral that followed was attended by the city's leading men and women, as well as by boys and girls from the clubs the old man had sponsored. Many rose to tell a wonderful story about the old man. It seemed he had helped many people. As the man sat and listened, he realized how extraordinary the old man was. He had made such a difference in so many people's lives. The man wondered, what could I do to be like the old man and help others? Thank you for listening.